Hey guys, hope everyone's day is going well. Today I'm going to be doing a triple yo-yo review and comparison on 3 yo-yos from R2FG, and in addition I'll be including a little bit of a string review with one of their custom strings. So we've got a lot to cover, let's jump right into it. Alright, so real quick I want to give a shout out to Stark Hong, his Instagram is right there, and he actually contacted me. He's a kind of, representative sponsor player from R2FG saying, hey, do you want to review a couple of our yo-yos? So I said of course, and he sent them on over super quick. So shout out to Stark Hong and R2FG for sending me these 3 yo-yos. In addition, if you are interested in buying any of these yo-yos, please hit up Stark on Instagram. Again, it's right there. Give him a follow and DM him if you are interested in any of these yo-yos. Alright, so real quick, for starters, I want to give some background on R2FG as a company. So for those of you that don't know, they're a yo-yo company based in China and they were founded in 2017. The owner of this company actually created Yo-Yo Officer, if you guys remember them, in 2012, and now he started this new company, R2FG. R2FG stands for Rotation to Fight Gravity. So pretty cool name, a little acronym right there. Overall, I think it's really cool and the background is really nice. Alright, so we talked about the company. Now let's take a look at the yo-yos. Alright, so first up we'll take a look at the Uke Lace. I'm not quite sure if I'm saying that right. Please correct me if I am saying it incorrectly, but we're gonna call it the Uke Lace for now. So this yo-yo is actually specifically designed by Stark Hong. It's, I guess, kind of his signature yo-yo. This is a bimetal design with a body made of 6061 aluminum and stainless steel rims. Real quick, here are the specs of the Uke Lace. We have a diameter of 56 millimeters, a width of 44 millimeters, and a weight of 65 grams. All these specs are pretty standard for a yo-yo in this day and age. Now taking a closer look, the Uke Lace actually has a really nice smooth finish around it. The shape itself is really nice and comfortable in the hand. We've got some nice rims there and a few cuts that lead down to a step before the bearing. On the cup we've got this really nice, really pretty detailed laser engraving. The surface itself is kind of scratchy, but I mean, hey, looks pretty cool. Alright, moving on over to the Dolomite. This colorway is actually insane. It reminds me kind of like a cool wintry forest. I don't know, it looks really cool. This is also bimetal with 6061 aluminum body and stainless steel rims. Now here are the specs. We've got 56 millimeter diameter, a width of 43 millimeters, and a weight of 65 grams. The specs themselves are for the most part pretty standard, but that width is about a millimeter more narrow than most yo-yos in this day and age. The shape itself is pretty well designed. It's got a couple cuts and a very steep slope down to the bearing. Now the finish of this yo-yo is kind of hard to describe almost. Now I wouldn't really call it matte or bead blasted, but it's definitely not sticky or anything like that. It's just kind of smooth. So I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. The cup has a ton going on. We got a bunch of cuts that lead down to a little nub in the center, and in addition there are some laser engravings on that flat center. Now finally we have the Celestite, and this is yet another bimetal design with, you guessed it, 6061 aluminum body and stainless steel rims. Here are the specs. The diameter is 54 millimeters, width 42 millimeters, weight 64.7 grams, and the axle of this yo-yo is actually titanium, which is really cool. Now, in regards to any irregular specs, the diameter and width are both fairly small. As a result, this is a bit more of an undersized yo-yo. The finish of the Celestite is definitely a very, smooth, bead blasted finish on the body, and has a bit more of a scratchy feel on the rims. The shape of the Celestite is a bit more on the organic side actually, and the rims are pretty squared off, and then it kind of curves into the slope down to the bearing. The profile itself is pretty comfortable in the hand, but it also is very small and undersized, so I really like that. Now looking on over to the cup, we have a laser engraving on the nub in the middle, and there are these little subtle cuts that lead down to a flat center. Now let's talk about the feel of these yo-yos. So starting with the Uke Lace, this yo-yo feels really competition oriented. It really plays a very all-around yo-yo. It isn't too heavy or too light, and as a result, it plays pretty standard. It doesn't really take too much to perform faster tricks with this yo-yo, but it also feels very controllable and stable on the string, which I really like. The shape is super accommodating for any slack tricks that you throw at it. However, it can definitely also handle those more extreme horizontal and tech tricks. So it's a very all-around yo-yo. It's super solid on the string. The bimetal design definitely enables this yo-yo to be very long spinning and stable on the string. And overall, this yo-yo just plays really well. It could handle any tricks I threw at it, but it also had a nice feeling while playing with it. It's not too boring or anything like that. Now moving on over to the Dolomite. This yo-yo plays pretty darn heavy in my opinion. Although statistically this yo-yo isn't too heavy, it just feels really weighty on the string, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just all comes down to personal preference. For your more fast and intense tricks, I found the Dolomite was not the greatest. I felt it was a bit of a reluctant mover. I really had to put some oomph into it to get it going. But the yo itself is really stable and long spinning due to those large bimetal rims. One thing that I really do enjoy about this yo is the binds and regen. This yo is just really satisfying to perform any regen on, and it's just really fun. The shape itself definitely is more on the narrow side, so as a result, whips and slacks can still be performed, but they would require a little bit more precision to get consistent. Now the Celestite, let's talk about the feel. This is definitely more of a fun yo-yo. Since it has a more like organic shape, binds are super snappy and comfortable with it. It definitely feels lighter on the string and can really pick up speed easily. The yo itself feels pretty premium and it stays super stable in long spinning. Since it does have a more organic shape, some of the more extreme tricks that you throw at this yo-yo aren't the best. However, it's still good for just about everything. So overall, the Celestite is really just like a nice, fun, organic yo-yo that also can do quite a bit of tricks, so I really like that. Now looking out over to grinds, finger grinds are great with all of these yo-yos. I'd say the Celestite and Uke Lace are probably the best at that since their finish is the smoothest. Talon grinds are pretty good with all of these yo-yos. The Uke Lace does have that inner bimetal design, so it isn't that easy to do it, but for the most part they can be done with all of these yo-yos. Now, for finger spins, I wouldn't really try to do them with these yo-yos because of those laser engravings, especially the Uke Lace. I mean, if you try to do a finger spin on that like gigantic laser engraving, it's kind of like nails on a chalkboard. But I mean, that's okay. Just don't do finger spins with the Uke Lace. And then as for the others, there is that laser engraving and a nub in the middle, so they aren't the best. However, they can still be done. Alright, so real quick, I want to look at the string that R2FG sent me. This is called the R2 Fuse. They sent me a 100 pack of this, which is super generous of them. I laced up the Uke Lace with this string, and overall, I was really impressed. Now, the string itself, so it's yellow, but it has these little bits of like blue in there, which kind of give off this green feel of the string, which is pretty unique. Overall, this string actually felt really nice. I was very impressed with how it felt when I was playing with the yo-yo. It felt pretty darn soft, but it also was pretty thick. However, I'm pleased to say that this yo-yo had no trouble with snagging with the yo-yo or anything like that. It didn't really like catch up in the yo-yo's groove at all, and so I was really impressed with that. In addition, this string has quite a bit of weight and momentum. Like, it really can whip extremely fast. The string itself is just really whippy, and it can really move fast, which is kind of cool. Overall, I definitely recommend this string. I mean, I haven't really heard too much about it, and I guess I'm not a professional string reviewer. However, these strings played really well for me and I really will enjoy them. Alright, so conclusion time. I hope you guys all enjoyed this kind of like triple comparison and triple review. Overall, I'm really impressed with what R2FG has put together with each of these yo-yos. They all are really great yo-yos and great products. I highly suggest you guys check out R2FG. I'll put all their contact information down below. And special thanks to Stark Hong for contacting me again and sending me all these yo-yos. Alright, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like. Also, if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. I post videos just about every single week. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.